Hi everyone, I'm Nathan. It is Wednesday. It is Wednesday, October 19th, I think. Probably. It's whatever tomorrow is, because I'm filming this one day ahead because I am not doing very well. Boy, been working a lot of days in a row and I've got a lot of days of work ahead of me. But I have enough time right now for Ramble Wednesday, so let's go. Board game expansions. A board game expansion, if you'll allow me to define it, give you the elevator definition, I guess, elevator pitch definition. A board game expansion is something you buy that doesn't work on its own, but it adds more stuff to a game. I wish I had an example nearby. Here's a good example. These Arkham Horror cards that I've got here, they don't work unless you have the base game of Arkham Horror, but if you buy them, you get some more cards. So that's an example. It could add cards or boards or pieces or new rules, new game mechanics, stuff like that. That's what an expansion is. And a Kickstarter was announced. Probably it was announced a long time ago, but I only just heard about it today. For a crowdfunding project. I'm pretty sure it's Kickstarter. It might be something else. For Canvas. Here are the first two canvases. This is the actual game itself, and here's an expansion with lots of new cards and gold ribbons and stuff to add to the game. Doesn't work on its own, though. You need this. Canvas. Canvas has a third expansion coming out, the end of the trilogy. And I can wait till it's in stores, probably. But I was thinking about it a lot. And, you know, it's entirely possible this does. No, it does. On the back it says it does require canvas. Okay, never mind. We'll edit that in post. So, the third one's coming out, and I'm like, oh, completionist. My completionist OCD is going crazy. Anyway, so, but I'm not going to buy it because it's been over a year. October 1st, 2021 was the last time I crowdfunded something, and I just cannot right now spend money on expansion for a game that I'm not going to be able to have the expansion or the game for months and months and months, which is how Kickstarter and crowdfunding works. Wait, pay now and wait. Can't do it. But I got to thinking about which games I might be able to justify buying expansions for, and it turns out there are exactly 8. Let's do Nate's 8. Ooh, exciting. Nate's 8 games that I would probably buy an expansion for if I had the opportunity and some money and so forth and so on. So let's see what games we're going to have. Oh, we got to do honorable mentions first. One of the honorable mentions, App Games. Not going to be on the list probably, but App Games I can buy expansions for. I play a lot. There's 7 Wonders. Let's see if I can get it to come up on my phone. There it is, 7 Wonders. 7 Wonders, the app. I play that a lot. But I'm not quite good enough and don't particularly care to memorize more cards, so I'm not going to buy the expansion for that. There is, of course, Paperback, which has a new expansion, Paperback 2 or something like that. It's in the App Store, but early reviews are that it is buggy. And Paperback's already buggy enough. It is a fun word building game, and it does challenge my brain, and I enjoy it. Gives me the cards with the letter on each one, and then I have to figure out what word these letters make. What word can I make with these letters? But that version already freezes up enough, and I can't justify throwing more money at another version of Paperback when the reports are already that it's buggy and it doesn't improve on the one that's already buggy enough. So that's one. Another one, oh, I didn't bring it. It's probably over there somewhere. I don't see it. Maybe I did bring it. No, I guess I did not. It's here somewhere. It's Super Dungeon Academy. Dungeon Academy is another one. And I can't show it because it's miles away and I'm not going to restart. 5 minutes in. Dungeon Academy is super great. You roll dice into a little tray, like Boggle, where you've got a grid of dice, except it's rooms in a dungeon, and you make your way through the dungeon without dying and collecting as much cool stuff and points and so forth as you can. and that's really awesome. And I play that some. I don't know that I've played it this year, but it's fun and I like playing it. And if there was an expansion that changed the game up with new characters or new dice or new monsters or new challenges or new treasures, I'd probably get that. That's Dungeon Academy. Can't even remember. I think the Op. It almost certainly does have an expansion, but I feel like it was either not released in America or not released in English. I can't remember. Anyway, so those are honorable mentions. Those aren't in the top 8. We're not gonna discuss them. Okay? Great. Let's do the top 8. So top 8. This time we're gonna go from 8 to 1 on Nate's 8. 8 will be the from least to most eager to buy expansions. The ones I'm most eager about will be higher up. Number 1 will be the most eager, and number 8 will be the least eager. Least eager to most eager. Here we go. The eagerness, Nate's 8. Number 8 is Transformers, the deck building game. Start with a robot. A Transformer, usually an Autobot. You can play Decepticons too. There's an expansion that lets you play Decepticons though. And you build your deck as you go along. And you find friends. The friends you make along the way can go into your deck and help make your deck stronger. And there's an expansion for the Decepticons, and I'm just not ready. There's not very many Decepticons I'd like to play, and I don't know that I even play this game enough to justify buying an expansion with Decepticons in it. But I still like the Autobots, and I still play a lot of Autobots. And I play a few Decepticons that I have in the expansions now. So maybe no Decepticons for you, maybe later down the road, I don't know. Maybe like an after Thanksgiving sale. Expansions I'd like to buy in a nice after Thanksgiving sale. That was number 8, Transformers. Number 7, the next one up is Keyforge. I have a lot of Keyforge cards. I was going to cull them. And then my friend talked about being interested in it. Therefore, I was interested in it. And I even found some packs that I hadn't previously opened, and opened one on Unboxing Monday. Back on Unboxing Monday. And that's Keyforge. Keyforge has a solo mode. It was print and play, I guess, originally. So I printed it here in this black and white version because I don't have a color printer. That's cool. And that's cool. And now they've actually made this. They've put this print and play solo mode or cooperative mode out as actually full color, buy the cards yourself instead of printing them. Keyforge is vaguely fun. I don't like the regular game, the player versus player trying to kill each other, sending your monsters out to try and kill each other's guys. I don't particularly care for that, but solo mode's kind of fun. I played it 2 times so far, so 2 times probably not enough to justify it. I'm kind of hovering around, especially because these cards right here are kind of tough to read. Some of the words are kind of tough to read as in black and white. So I could just spend the money on getting a color version of co-op solo mode, and that might be fine. A game I've played 4 times this month, Wits and Wagers. I might buy another edition of Wits and Wagers. It's a little bit different. This is Family Edition. I think there's a Vegas one. So that might be fun. If it's slightly different. Might do that. It's Wits and Wagers is, let me think of the words that are coming out of my mouth. They ask you a question, a trivia question, and you try to guess without going over. Oh, and this is number 6. This is number 6. Wits and Wagers. 4 times I played it, and you try and guess without going over. What year was the Harry Potter book first released? The first Harry Potter book. What year was the first Harry Potter book released? You don't have to know. You just have to guess without going over. And if you get it, you get points. And you're awesome. Very handsome. And that is Wits and Wagers. And I would probably buy more Wits and Wagers because if it looked like I was going to play more, because I have played 4 times this month, because we might run out of questions. There's no point in running out of questions because you can't remember those answers. There's no way you can remember those answers. By the time you've been through all the rest of the cards and cycle all the way back around to that question again, you don't remember that. Maybe a couple, but... Number 5 is Marvel Champions. I've played 5 times this month. just this month I played Marvel Champions 5 times. It is a card game where your deck represents your hero and your powers and your friends, the friends you made along the way, and you play against a villain deck that represents a villain and his little schemes and tricks and whatnot. So that's super fun. It's cooperative, and the expansions have more heroes that you can play and more allies and more little tricks up your sleeve to try and stop the villains. But just because I played 5 times this month, I don't know if it's got any longevity. Every expansion has, like I said, new heroes in it. And there's one right now with Colossus and Shadowcat from the X-Men, and I'm very, very interested in that one. And I will probably buy it if I'm still interested in Marvel Champions after Thanksgiving sale. I hope it's on sale in an after Thanksgiving sale. I like Marvel Champions. I've not dug too deep into building decks. That's deck building. It's another one of these deck building games. Now it's a deck bringing game. You build your deck and then you bring it to the game. And I've not gotten into the deck bringing aspect. Mostly just use existing decks like, I don't know. Let's go. Number 4. Dune Imperium. I've played Dune Imperium many, many times in my life since I picked it up on January 20th. Pretty sure it was January 20th. January 20th, 2001. I've played 2021. Thank you. I've played this game many, many times and lost many times and even won a little bit. So it has one of those AIs that you can play on your phone here. Let's see if I can pull it up quickly. It's got AIs that you can play on the phone, and the phone will tell you what the AI players do. You put your workers out and you get your treats, and you try and become king of Dune. You try and get the Emperor to give you control of Arrakis. And there's the app right there. It's a totally free app. And you click the button and it tells you what your opponents do. And it's awesome. And I'm awesome. I'm not. But once I feel like the challenge is over and it's gotten stale, there is an expansion which adds new techno masters of invention called Ix. They are the masters of inventing stuff, and they have wondrous, super awesome inventions that they want to sell you. And if you don't buy them, maybe one of your computer opponents will on the phone. So you might want to think about buying their stuff. It's a whole new layer and whole new pressure and lots of exciting decisions to make in Dune. I really enjoy Dune. I really enjoy putting my worker down and get my stuff and trying to win the influence of the Emperor so that I can be in charge of Dune, really. But sometimes you have to make tough decisions and not be a nice person in order to win control of Dune. I don't love that. I try and win by being nice. Nice doesn't always cut it. Number 3. If you've got any more expansions coming out for cartographers, give them to me. I love cartographers. I have everything for it. All the little map packs that give you extra. Extra little maps to draw on. I've got all the extra cards to shuffle into the deck that tell you what you've discovered. You've discovered a forest, or you've discovered, I don't know, a village in the trees, stuff like that. And so I've got all that. And if they make more, we can get that too. Yes. I love me some cartographers. I love drawing maps. I love drawing weird shapes on the maps. And I like feeling like I'm an awesome artist. Number 2. Help. Hello. Number 2, of course, is Arkham Horror. I showed some cards for it earlier. I'm mostly interested. Arkham Horror is like, it's like Marvel Champions and Lord of the Rings. It's a card game where you build your deck and you bring it to the game. And in this case, the deck represents an investigator and his assets and interesting things that happen to him, and I don't know what else, skills, and all that stuff that you have for your investigator. And you go try and solve the mystery. And I will take almost any expansion for this. I'm much more interested in cards to help my investigator deck out than I am in additional scenarios. Scenarios, of course, are the decks that represent the mystery you're trying to solve or the evil you're trying to defeat. So there are lots of those. There are lots of those scenarios. out there, and I'm not super interested in those, but I would like more investigator cards. So please reprint investigator cards, Fantasy Flight Games, because I want them. So there is one pack out right now with Scarlet Keys that I don't have, and I will buy it as soon as it goes on sale after Thanksgiving. Yep. So build your deck, fight the evil, fight the evil monsters, and it's really cool. And buy the cards, make more cards for me. And number one, have you already guessed? The number one game that I want expansions for. Give me them, please, Fantasy Flight Games. Reprint them. Reprint cards for Lord of the Rings, the card game. Lord of the Rings, the card game, has so many expansions, and Fantasy Flight Game refuses to print them. Go on Kickstarter, make people order them in Kickstarter, and print them, because I want the expansions that you refuse to reprint. There's only 4 or 5 of them, but no, that's not even true. You know what I want? I want every hero card for my hero deck that you build and then you bring to the game. There's a limit of 3 copies of each card that go in your hero deck. And I want 3 copies of every card made for this game so that I can build any hero deck I want. But you are not reprinting them in Fantasy Flight Games. That makes me sad. Super, super sad. They're reprinting some of them. But reprint the ones that I know you're not reprinting. Please. And also, once again, there's quest decks also, which represent the quest you're supposed to go on, and locations and monsters and crazy things that'll happen to you along the way, as is wont to happen when Middle-earth is going downhill. Because this takes place between The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, and the Lord of the Rings trilogy. So things aren't better yet, but maybe they will be if you just reprint the cards, Fantasy Flight Games. Thank you. Thank you for reprinting the cards. Do it. Do it now. They're never going to do it. Asmodeus ruined them forever. Oh well. What are games you love expansions for? Let me know in the comments below. I like to hear about your favorite expansions for games. I could do my favorite expansions for games, but it would be very hard. So I'm not going to do that. So that's been Ramble whatever day we're on. Wednesday, October 19th. Happy October. October is flying by. And, so tune in tomorrow for Thankfulness Thursday, and then I've got to record a 30-second clip for Favorite Game Friday over on the Dice Tower. Tune in for that also. That is all I can think of. So, take care, everyone.